What's up, you guys? So before I get on with the lesson, I just want to invite you guys over to my brand new Patreon page. You can check it out at patreon.com/JuanAntonioMusic. So if you're interested in actively supporting the channel, you can now do so by going over to my Patreon profile. Now, if you want to support me in any other way, you can actually do it by following me on all of my social media. I'm actually on Instagram and Facebook. I'm obviously on YouTube. And you can also check out my website, JuanAntonioMusic.com, where I offer different lesson packs. And you can also find different links for some of the products that I've done, like my book, The Art of Scale Weaving, and some of the different boxes that I've been working on with the guys from Guitar Tutorials. So now onto the actual lesson. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about something that it's a little bit different than what I usually talk about. I'm going to be talking about song form, and more specifically, I'm going to be talking about a blues song form, a 12-bar blues song form. There's all kinds of different blues song forms, and there's a bunch of different even 12-bar blues song forms. So I'm just going to be talking about two of the most basic song forms. Now, the why of this video is actually because it happens a lot when you go to a jam session. A lot of people just don't know what to play. And eventually someone just blurts out, hey, let's play a blues. And as soon as they start playing, as they start jamming, you can hear a kind of disparity in between all the different chords that are going on. What that means is they're not really sure about the actual song form. Now, an important thing to take matter of is I'm going to be talking about the different chords in a more standardized way. So I'm going to be talking about the 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord. Yeah, so those are the only 3 chords we're going to be using in today's lesson. Just the 1, the 4, and the 5. Okay, that's it. Just 3 different chords. Now, if you don't know how to get to those chords, you can just count. So, for example, if we're in the key of C, you can do C, D, E, F. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Already you have your 4 chord. Now, if you need that 5 chord, do exactly the same thing. C, D, E, F, and G. So we know the 1 chord is C, we know the 4 chord is F, and we know the 5 chord is G. Now, if you want to do that with any other key, you have to do exactly the same thing. But keep in mind that you have to know exactly how many sharps or flats are within that key, because that's actually going to be applied to all of those notes. Now, in terms of the actual chord progression, we're only using 3 different chords. We're using, like I said before, the 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord. And to actually be able to digest all 12 bars, we're just going to divide them into 3 groups of 4. The first group of 4 is just going to be the 1 chord, which is just going to be C. It's going to sound something like this. Now the next group of 4 is going to be 4, 4, 1, and 1. In the key of C, it's going to be F, F, C, C. It's going to be something like this. The last group of 4 is going to be 5, 4, 1, and 5. In the key of C, that's going to be G, F, and C. It sounds something like this. Alright, so the whole song form is going to sound something like this. Now, if you noticed, I actually finished that with a 7th chord. If you want to make these sound a little bit more like the blues, you can actually switch out all the different triad chords for just dominant 7 chords. Now, check it out again, and it's going to sound something a little bit like this. That's just one of many, many different variations that you can find of a 12-bar blues. If you go into jazz, you're going to find all sorts of different chords just added in there. Diminished chords, minor 7 flat 5s, minor 7, all kinds of different chords just added in between just for adding different colors and textures. But like I said, I'm going to keep this nice and simple. I'm just going to give you one more variation, which is super common. It's actually my favorite when jamming over a blues. It's pretty much the exact same chord progression. So you're just adding one more chord in between all of those 12 bars. And it happens at the beginning, at the first 4 bars of the 12-bar blues. So if you remember, before you had 4 bars of the 1 chord, right? So now you're going to have the 1, it's going to quickly change into the 4, and it's going to come back to the 1, and then repeat another 1. So the first 4 bars are going to be 1, 4, 1, 1. Then everything stays exactly the same. You're going to get 4, 4, 1, 1, 5, 4, 1, 5. And that's going to be your whole chord progression. That's going to sound something like this. Now, if you noticed, I actually finished on that 5 chord and not on the 1 chord. I just wanted to show you guys the effect of that turnaround. Now, if you noticed, that doesn't really feel like a chord you want to finish on, right? Actually, you want to finish on here, especially after going from here. See how it resolves real nicely? It's because of that turnaround, and that's exactly what a turnaround does. It makes you want to go back to the beginning of the song. And essentially you have your blues jam right there. That takes me to a bonus tip right there, is whenever you finish the actual jam, you probably want to land on the 1 chord. Yes, there are different options for finishing a blues progression, but just you can finish on that 1 chord and it's going to sound pretty nice. Alright, so that's it for this video. Remember to comment below, hit the like button, and obviously subscribe. Now, if you find that this video helped you out, remember to share it with all of your friends. Thanks for watching.